Focus 3, we are going to be adding expansion modules to our controls project. So in order to add these modules, we need to make sure that our controller is connected and online. So if your controller is currently not on the communications network, you will need to go back and review how to set the IP address for the controller and how to get the controller set up for the project. In our case, we have the controller visible in the Who Active, so our actual controller is visible for the project. And I can actually set the project path here for this one. So once you have your controller communication set up properly, you'll have the ability to change settings in the controller. In our case, we can see that we have one module set up already, which we selected when we created the project at the very beginning. We can see various other parts to the project through that same window. So to add an expansion module, we go down to this expansion folder and right click and select new module. A window will pop up asking us which module we want. We can add types or different filters to find the module quickly. In our case, it's the 1734 IE2C, so it's in this main window right here. But we can also browse that. If we type IE2C, it shows us the versions that it has. In our case, we have the analog current input card. So we will select that module, click Create, and then we need to give the module a name. In this case, it's an analog input module, so we'll call that analog input laser. For Controls Lab, the only analog input we have is that laser data. So we will just call that analog input laser. And the expansion module is now set up for the PAC. Notice that the expansion module is slot 2 of the PAC, not slot 1. You would think expansion module 1 would be in slot 1, but that's not correct. Slot 1 is reserved for the 16 channel I/O of the PAC. So that's our onboard 16 I/O channels in the PAC. So slot 2 is the 1734 IE2C. We will need to be careful with this later when we're programming these specific